Well, it is not so pretty of a day today at the castle. Our plan was to use the man lift and extend this roof over, but it decided to turn into winter again, and now my phone's ringing. But let's go see what we're going to do today. All right, so we have to get more home runs from the other side of that rock wall, which is where the panel is. You guys saw us working inside behind the toilet. Panel's mounted in there. So what I'm going to try to do is drill a pilot hole before we use the core bit to get a small hole in the wall and then turn it into a big hole. And we're also going to try to use the 2-inch thickness of ICF, which is foam. So if I drill this pilot hole right off the edge of the ICF through the rock wall, see where we land on the inside, that will then allow us, assuming this wall is only 12 inches thick, that's an assumption. We know it is here. I'm not sure what it is there. But then that will allow us to take the core bit and drill straight in here, hole saw out this corner, and get our wires sent down into the crawl space right there in that corner to then run along the crawl space, come over to the other side of the ICF, and pop us a second hole right there where you see that rigid conduit laying on that ledge, so that we can bring all of our home runs for our HVAC system, for our range, microwave, refrigerator, everything right through that hole, which is a floor joist cavity in the basement. It's not gonna be fun. We're gonna see how it goes. We're gonna start with a pilot, and then we're gonna go with the big dog. Wish me luck. I think we made it. Let's go check the other side. Well, we made it. Looks like we're sticking about 6 inches past. So now we get to do the fun stuff, and we have to drill the next one from in here because we can't hold the bit inside the ICF foam. So we're gonna grab the big boy. We're gonna come in here, take this pipe off, get that big boy laid on the floor, and drill us a core out to the ICF. Well, I guess I should say out into the ICF, and then we'll figure out what we got to do with that corner to be able to get some wires ran. Hopefully you guys can see what we got going on there. Gonna see if we can get this daggone thing core drilled out so we can get some wires pushed through. Now we take our hammer drill with a flat bit in it, and we get that out of there. Oh, it's a tight spot. Oh, I see my problem. Hit that black pipe's in my way. Who would have thunk it? Hey. All right, let me zip this black pipe off. I'll be right back. All right, we got our pipe cut off. Get our core drill back in here. Here's that black pipe. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Not much light in here. Get our core drill back in here. Assume the position. I think I can go a little deeper before I have to chisel it out again. I think. May find out differently. We're in there a whopping 5.5 inches. Pretty sure we gotta go at least 10. Everybody was wondering, this does suck. Oh, I can see. Yep. We got about 4 more inches to go. And fun. Okay. Looks like I unplugged myself. Powder, powder, powder. Hopefully this bed stays long enough. Maybe if we're lucky, one more of those. You guys still running up there? Yep. Looks like you're about to die, but here we are. Running out of pressure distance with my leg. Oh, that's what it is. Big old rock in there bouncing around. Hey, that's the other thing. I made it! And I see foam. I see edge of concrete. Oh my goodness gracious. We're gonna go look at that from the other side. I couldn't have hit that any better, I don't think. Boy. Oh, cramping up. Let's go check it out on the other side. Well, I don't think I could have hit that any better if I wanted to. It's kind of hard to see back in there, but I have 2 inches of styrofoam that I can cut out. I know I have a sistered 2x4 on my 2x12, and I already have roughly an inch gap here, plus my overhang is about an inch. So I've got 2 inches plus an inch and a half, which gets me to 3.5 inches. And I drilled a 3-inch hole, and I'm thinking all I really need is PVC to protect the wire from the concrete. So if I put a regular piece of PVC in there, 3 inches, put it in that hole, turn a 90 down, it is gonna suck to get up in there, but I think I can get everything notched out. So what I don't want to do is notch my actual floor joist, which is back here. I just want to notch this corner out, get rid of this sister 2x4 so I can get down in there, stick the PVC in from the other side, the hole that I was in, which is on the other side of the rock wall. And once I get those wires down into this joist cavity, I can staple everything off to the inside of the joist and run over. And then that's where my penetration is going to be in that ICF wall on the outside, like I showed you guys earlier. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to take the Sawzall, notch that out just a little bit so I can see what I really do have going on. Because worst case scenario, I could span a 2x6 in this corner like this, screw it off to that stud, tap con it off to the rock all the way to the top, and just kind of make a chase to hide that, and then drywall it later. So I've got options. That did suck, but it wasn't as bad as what I thought it was going to be. So let's get our measurements. Let's get this notched, and then we'll go out and we'll pop the last hole. All right. We know we have 1 inch of overhang. So I'm going to mark this at 2. We also know we've got 1.5 inch board back there. We'll mark that at 2, and I'm not going to cut way out here. I'm just going to get it to where we can get our hand in here and turn things if we need to turn them, because I really don't need to notch this ICF out, but down below is where I need to try to figure out how to get that ICF notched out. And once I get that sister off there, I know that buys me another full 1.5 inches. So let's get this cut and get it peeled out of here and see what we got. See if that got us deep enough. Looks like we need to cut that end a little deeper. Probably have a nail right way in there somewhere, would be my guess. That's probably what's making it hard. Plus, I glued this stuff down. So, you know, when you go to try to remove just a little bit of it, oh yeah, there's definitely some glue on that bad boy. Definitely a nail in it. Well, at least I did my job right that time, I guess. That seems to be very helpful. Oh yeah. So now we can see down in there, I did hit right on the edge of my sistered 2x4, you can see it there. And then also the end of the skirt board, so I can clip off this end and that sister if I can get my blade down in there. And that will buy us all kinds of room, and no higher than that pipe is, I might not even need to do anything in this corner. It might hide itself. So let's see if we can get this sistered 2x4 off of there, and once we get it off of there, that'll buy us some room maybe to cut that. And I do believe it's time for a new Sawzall blade. So I'm gonna go grab a new Sawzall blade. Thankfully, someone sent me some of those, so I've got a plenty of them. Well, I shouldn't say plenty of them. We've used a whole bunch of them, but thankfully someone sent me some, and I can just go grab a new one. We'll be right back. Well, if I can get any further, let's see if we can knock her off first. Wow, that's a tight spot down in there. Got rock chunks in there. Well, there's part of it. Looks like I got just a little bit more to cut. Clip this little corner off here. see what that gap is. Yeah, we got our 3 inches. So we know we can make it work. All right, I think I'm about to get in the crawl space and figure out what we got going on down low. And then we should be able to get our pipe in there and get our wires over here. But before we get our pipe in there, I'm probably gonna go ahead and core drill the ICF on the other side. That way we have our core drilling done. All right, as mentioned, this is our hole we're going to. I want this pipe to set no higher than that mortar joint, because I do have a drainage line that's going to come out of here as well for the kitchen. So let's take our core bit out, get ourselves marked on the wall. We'll take out the styrofoam before, so that we're not drilling styrofoam also. And I've got 1 stud right there that I have to get out of there also. So we got ourselves marked. ICF is awesome to work with, so this is gonna be no big deal. And forgot my hammer, but let's see if we can get that out of there. Get down to where we can see nothing but concrete. Break this stud out hopefully easily. That's not going to be as easy. There is absolutely no reason to try to core drill through styrofoam. I think that would be a useless feat. Oh, come on. I didn't think the stud would be the difficult part. Seems like everything I'm doing today, always something in the way. Okay, now I see my bottom bar. Get in there and clip it out. Get the rest of our styrofoam out of here. See if we can break that off now. Oh man, I tell you, those studs are tougher than what you think. The other thing I like when I open up styrofoam like this is it also confirms that my compaction or vibration, whatever you want to call it, that is some really smooth concrete right there, which proves to me in this area that I have really good compaction on my concrete. I mean, there's not even any little holes. It's all just solid concrete. We're gonna get our bit on, we're gonna get ourselves plugged in. We're gonna pop another big old hole right here, and then we'll be able to take our waterproofing and put it right back over top of that and create an area that the water just flows right over top of that pipe. Because some of you, if you're new to the channel, might not know that all of this is gonna get backfilled to a minimum of this point right here with rock, and then we're gonna have concrete that comes from that way and turns in this corner so you can get up in the exterior door over there. Let me get my bit in and we'll get another hole drilled. Hopefully that gives you guys a good view. And I also know another positive about how I did do this ICF. I don't have to worry about hitting metal rebar. And this should drill right through fiberglass rebar without an issue. I am right at the top of a seam, this being a 12-inch block. I know that that rebar is roughly 2 inches below, and I am going to be drilling right through it. So if I did have metal rebar in this wall, oh boy, would this suck, because this would not drill through metal. This should drill through fiberglass. And I also know that I have almost 20 inches of wall here, where I then go into the castle wall with my pin of rebar, which is epoxied in, and I epoxied into this wall here. So drilling through this horizontal rebar is not going to be a big deal at all. Realistically, the horizontal rebar is only for crack control. Structural bar is vertical. So let's get this loosened up, turned over, and drill a hole. Yes, this is gonna suck. Oh wait, safety third. Get our earplugs in. Let her rip, Tater Chip. Holy crap, only this thing will wear your arms out. Phew! Well, as always, your battery died, so you didn't get to see me take that flat bit and hammer drill it out, because this core bit does not chew it up in the center. It just creates a sleeve. Once you get to the bottom of your sleeve, you can't go any deeper. So you gotta drive that stuff out of there and then get right back in her. All right, let's bust her out again. My stud goes all the way through, and it's right in the center of my bore, so it's holding the little pieces of concrete, not letting them come out. You can see them there. Hey, I found them 2 layers of rebar. That means we're at least that way an extra inch from center. We're getting close. And yes, it's cutting right through them. Hopefully I didn't just jinx myself. All right, let's get that busted out of there. If that was metal, that would have never happened.
That was metal, that would have never happened.
Okay, I'm to my styrofoam. So now, I need to get that long bit back out. I know I'm just drilling through styrofoam, but I also know there's a skirt board in there. And actually, I should be, this is top, this is bottom, so I am below it. So it's just styrofoam. Now all I have to do is get into crawl space, finish that hole out from the inside, and I see there I broke through, pull that styrofoam chunk out of there, and I'll be able to get a pipe in a wall. Well, we're in this together now. Here we are in the crawl space. I can see my penetration point there and there. Oh, you know what? I got all the way down in here and I forgot my cat's claw. Let's use some buy a rebar to pry it out there, I guess. Ta-da! Clean that up a little bit so my pipe doesn't sit on my plastic. Now I know why I ruin those so often, because I use that daggone thing for everything. Get out of there. I don't know about you guys, but I see daylight, and we are right at that mortar joint, just about a fuzz below it, and we are above our flat on the bottom. It's going to get framed out later. We also know we've got that nice cavity over there. You guys can probably see it, I think. Right down in that gap is where we're going to come through. I'm going to cut a hole in the floor joist, a 4-inch hole, and then I'll staple to it. And then we got to come over one more joist, get into this cavity, and I'll staple it off all along through here. Come down and go right outside. Woohoo! I call that a success. A suckful success. All right, let's get a pipe shoved in over here. Let's figure out what I need for that other side, and maybe, just maybe, we'll get all of our liners in today. You all thought I was joking when I said it's not a beautiful day today. Tell you, for as much as it's rained today and wanting to get that roof extended, we've had a pretty successful day, honestly, but my goodness gracious, it is raining, raining, raining. Let's go see if we can get some pipe in a hole. In the rain, mind you. It's raining and I'm getting wet, but I really want to get this glued on the end of here. So I'm ready to feed wire, and I do really like the fact now that I drilled a bigger hole. If I need to run an individual line out for exterior lights or something, I can very easily before I seal that off. And yes, this is rain or shine, so it being wet out here isn't going to hurt a thing. At least that's what the box says. And I know I don't have to do a full twist on that because it's not pressurized, but that kind of shows you guys right there. And I'm going to lift the other end up as well, how this thing's going to mount, and then I'll have plenty of room to bring my plumbing out. This plumbing is a drainage line. That gives you a good indication of the end game there. Now what I need to do is, I haven't measured this hole yet to know how big they are. I need to find out if I have a piece of pipe big enough, because if I can go bigger than this in that other hole, all I need is a sleeve through that wall. Once I'm into the floor system, it doesn't need to be in rigid conduit anymore, only on these exterior portions. So once I'm in here, I also don't need to be in rigid conduit anymore. I'm probably just going to throw me a short nipple on the end of this to get me past this concrete edge, and I know that pipe sticks past the concrete edge over there. So I've got my connection made, got the hose drilled. Now I got to figure out what size pipe I need for the inside hole. Let's figure that out and see if we can get her sleeved. All right, we got our 3.5-inch pipe measured to the outside of our wall. I'm pretty sure it's 10.5 inches. Yep, 10.5. Pull our 10.5. I think you guys can see all this. Pull our 10.5. Move our lovely wires out of the way. Ta-da! Got our cut made. So like we got a little burr right there. I don't want that. Now, will it slide in, or do we have to beat it in? Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Now, to explain to you guys the next step, which we don't have time for today, I have a plumber coming to look at the plumbing and see if he wants to tackle it or not. I'm going to take a 2x12 and I'm going to take it all the way up this wall. As mentioned in a previous video, we're going to cut this down, cut that down, make this a doorway, move this up so that we can access this much easier than crawling through a hole. And once I get a 2x12 mounted here, then I can take a 2x12 and mount it here. And then I can take a 2x12 and get it across there somewhere, tapconned on. And then this will be my nailer for all of my wires to staple off to and bring them over and get out our penetration. And that will be just perfect, hidden behind a lockable door, etc., etc. We got our chase in. We can start running wire the next time we get back. I did get one of the circuits wired up into the panel. So we've got, I think right there it is, it goes up, over, into that pipe, and it actually runs that room right there, which is going to be the master bedroom long term. Well, we didn't get to do what we wanted to do today, which was extend the roof. However, we had a pretty good day. Got 2 penetrations made, got both of our sleeves in. Plumber's coming here in just a little bit to review the plumbing, make sure he can use that same access point. And then we got to figure out how we're going to get the PEX into this area, because that is going to be the kitchen. I'm not 100% certain how we're going to do that. And I really don't want to come in from that outside on the back side of that wall. Really don't want to create a problem to where things are going to freeze. So once he gets here, we'll review that. Maybe we can create a penetration from the inside of the crawl space out that corner right there. If you guys can see that, that corner right there, but yet down in the basement. Maybe we can get a penetration made to where we come through that wall underneath of this. But that's today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Looks like we've got some company. You guys see those geese right there? Actually, I pointed in the wrong spot. They're over there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, share away, turn those notifications on. You guys remember what to do.